Welcome back, everybody. Lost Boys Cypher Circle is back in session. This is the show where I bring artists on to share their art. It doesn't matter what kind of art it is: music, poetry, raps, physical paintings, or if you just want to come on here and have a conversation. We also have a deep cuts show that I'll talk about in a minute where we do that exact thing. But this is the place to come get your thoughts and your feelings heard. Free of judgment, free of just anything, just good vibes and good people. And it's a really good environment to just connect with other artists and get some feedback from them. And just in general, like I said, meet some really, really cool people. So if you want to come on the show, you can message me on Facebook at Dylan Lawler or email me at lostboy420x@gmail.com. That's Dylan Lawler on Facebook or lostboy420x@gmail.com. And you can go subscribe to us or follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Audible, iHeart, Pandora, Samsung, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. So make sure you all go subscribe to us and follow us. And as I was saying, go check out our sister show, as I like to call it. Lost Boys presents Deep Cuts. It's a show where I bring artists on one-on-one to kind of go deeper and into their hearts and their minds and just find out how they tick and just have a longer conversation with them than I get to on here. It's a lot of fun. Our newest episode just released this past week with Miss Lady Crucible. She's actually on here tonight. So you'll get to see some poetry from her tonight, and then you can go watch her episode if you want to see more of her. And that's up on the YouTube channel under videos. And then all these are obviously under the live section. But yeah, make sure y'all go check that out. And also, we just released our first official episode of Lost Boys presents Lost in the Woods with Brandon. Hey, you want to get up here, bro? I'll pop your camera on. Pop your camera on just so. Yeah, there you go. Lost Boys presents Lost in the Woods with Brandon Coombs and Dylan Lawler. We had a lot of fun. We went out to Franklin Pierce Lake or Pierce Lake, and it's the birthplace of Franklin Pierce. Like there's his homestead in his town. Part of it is actually buried underneath the lake itself. But yeah, it's a really cool episode. We had some fun. We drank some wine. We didn't really catch any fish, but just go check it out. It was a lot of fun. And we got more coming soon because we just recorded another episode. Yesterday? Yeah. We just recorded another episode and we just got to edit that. So make sure y'all go check that out. The one we just released is doing pretty good. So y'all seem to like it. So yeah, stay tuned for more. And if you can also donate to us, by the way, on Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, all the same cash tag or whatever you want to call it, LostBoy420X. Don't forget the X, like X-Men. And if you want to comment, question, anything, drop some fire emojis, whatever you want to do, comment section is right there. We will get to your comments, and we very much appreciate them. And like I said, subscribe, follow, and the comments do help the algorithm. Can I even talk English? Algorithm. So like I said, drop your comments down below. Now, before we get into the show, I always kind of like to give a trigger warning because a lot of what we talk about here has to do with mental health, and we can get into some very triggering topics, and it is not meant to trigger anybody in any way. And I always say, if you have a problem with anything that we're talking about and it triggers you in any way, no one will fault you in the slightest if you click out and watch next week's episode or whatever. That goes for the artist performing, that goes for people watching. Like I said, some things can be very triggering, not meant to trigger people. It's just our personal way of expression, our therapy, our way to get it out of our own head and our own heart. So that's the trigger warning. And kind of piggybacking off of that topic, because it is a show about mental health, I always say kind of my main goal here is to reach out to people and kind of give them some hope, and that, one, that there are still good people in the world, and two, that people care, and just three, that we can use our art and our talent to make a change, not only within ourselves but within the world. And so, the goal being to reach out to people. I always say, if you need someone to talk to, reach out to me. I will always talk to you. There's also plenty of artists on the show that would be happy to talk to you. And just most importantly, don't keep the stuff that you're dealing with bottled up. Don't keep it in, and don't think that nobody understands and nobody wants to talk, because there is somebody that understands. There is somebody that will listen to you and will talk to you. A family member, a coworker, your cat or your dog, like, somebody will listen to you. I will listen to you. You can come on the show. We can do a deep cuts. We can just talk in private on Messenger. Like, reach out to people and share your feelings. Don't keep it bottled up. And that's kind of just what I like to say, as far as my spiel on mental health. If you're not comfortable, thank you, Brandon. If you're not comfortable reaching out to any of the resources I just named within your own life, there's also lifelinecrisis.com. You can go to their website and find on-hand trained professionals to kind of help you, give you some guidance, or like text their 988 hotline. And you can also go to betterhelp.com, and they will hook you up with an online therapist in 48 hours. And if you don't like the therapist that you are connected with, they will switch you out free of charge until you can keep switching out until you find someone that you're comfortable with. And they do text, call, video chat, however is most comfortable for you. And it's one of the cheapest methods for therapy out there. So I hope some people will go find some help there. And let's get on with the show. Our first guest tonight is, we got some killers tonight. They're all killers. So I'm going to say repeatedly that this is one of my favorite guests, and because they all are. But we got one of my favorite guests tonight, Mr. If I can get his intro pulled up, Mr. James Hamilton. He's a poet. He's currently doing a crazy amount of tour dates in Wisconsin. The man is very busy, and just cranking out the poetry, cranking out the shows. And if you're in Wisconsin and you're in his area, you should definitely go see him. Definitely go check him out. Unfortunately, I'm all the way across the country, so I'm unable to, but I would love to go to one of his shows at some point. You can also go check him out. He is somewhat frequent on the Nuyorican. God, I've been on the show and I can't even. Nuyorican is a combination of New York and Puerto Rican. Nuyorican Poets Cafe on, it says here Mondays, but I believe that they're on Thursday nights. I was on a Thursday. Now maybe he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but you can they have a show every Thursday night, I believe, at 8 p.m. Central, and I was on 2 weeks ago. Fantastic show. Like, aside from this one, the best internet show I've ever been. Obviously, I'm a little biased towards this one, but best internet show I've ever been on. Much like this one, very opening, very welcome. The people on it are fantastic and so fucking talented, and I can't wait to go back on there. So make sure y'all go check out Nuyorican Poets Cafe on Facebook, or nuyorican.org. You can also you can also follow him on Facebook at James Hamilton, and subscribe to him on YouTube at James Hamilton 8243, and you can find published works by him on Amazon at his author page, James Hamilton. And I will play his flyer and get him up here. Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I worked a long shift today, and came home and kind of just relaxed a little bit and got ready for the show. And like I always say, no matter what's going on in my life, like when I get on the show, it just all fades away, and it's like just I'm the happiest I could be because this show is just like my pride and joy. Just makes me happy to be able to hang out and connect with such cool and talented people.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I did today. I got up this morning. It was sunny and 85 here in Wisconsin. I had coffee with a fellow artist this morning. Shout out to Mr. Bones. Him and I sat and had coffee around the farmer's market here in town and talked to a couple of the local people, read some verse, and just chilled today. I even took a nap this afternoon, but don't tell anybody.
I think I say I was relaxing, but I was laying on the couch, and I think there was a time lapse somewhere between where it was like very bright outside, and then it started to dim, and I don't exactly remember the in between, so I might have dozed off for a minute. But yeah,
How it is.
you got it. I mean, you gotta get rest, man. You gotta take care of yourself. It's good to
Yeah.
go and burn the oil, but you don't want to burn yourself out either.
Truth.
But aside from your introduction, if there's anything you want to change or add or tell us a
Well, my
little bit
new
about?
book, Impressions of a Bougie Homeless Guy, this is the one that I'm out performing behind right now, came out April 2nd for National Poetry Month. And I was out in April, I was out 28 appearances in 30 days. Last week, I was out feature on Saturday, feature on Monday, open mics on Tuesday and Wednesday. Took 2 days off, and now I'm back out again. Sunday, Milwaukee. Monday, Spring Green, Wisconsin. Rockford, Illinois on Tuesday. Racine, Wisconsin on Wednesday, and up in Green Bay on Thursday.
God damn,
Yeah,
that is quite a lot, man.
yeah.
That's a tour. That's a full pack tour. I mean, that's something to be proud about too, or proud of too, because I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of work and it does wear you out. But yeah, man, it seems worth the effort for sure.
It is. You talk about mental health. This is May. This is Mental Health Awareness Month nationally. So, a lot of the pieces, not my first one tonight, but the second one is. But a lot of what I do is, about the stigma of addiction and mental health. So I'm out there sharing the word, working my 12 step out there trying
Soldier,
to
soldier
help
of the
people.
word.
Soldier of the word. You got it. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that, and I mean, it's in your tagline, but I remember that from our deep cuts episode too. That
Yep.
stuck with me. That stuck with me, and I think I've shouted you out on a couple episodes in regards to that too, because I just really like that the way that's phrased, because I'm always talking about like at the beginning of the show, how the main point of the show is to help lift people up and reach out to people and whatnot, and just soldier of the word just encapsulates that so elegantly and so perfectly.
I actually had a sponsor for the tour behind the book here for the last 6 weeks. ImpactWisconsin.org provides mental health and addiction services here in my home county and the surrounding areas in eastern and central Wisconsin. They do a great job, and I was fortunate for them to pick up some of the tab for hotels and gas this past 6 weeks. So
You know what? You got fucking poetry and art and spilling your soul is all well and good, but you got to pay the bills. You got
gotta
to
pay
pay
the bills.
you got to pay the bills. I definitely get that. I definitely understand that. And I actually, to be completely honest with you, I'm in a little bit of admiration from somebody who isn't able to do my craft full time yet. But just the fact that you're able to do your craft full time is just amazing and fantastic. And
Well, I'll say it takes a village, man. I'm not gonna lie. There's people that are close to me that allow me. They believe in what I do, and they allow me to be the artist that I want to be. There's a lot of help I get from close friends and in my community. So.
Yeah, no, yeah, it definitely does take a village. Like, I especially with, and I tell people this all the time with the show is like, people like, oh, Dylan, I don't know how you do it. This is fantastic. And thank you and whatever. But like, it's really thank you, because this show wouldn't be anything without the guests and the people and you guys make it what it is, it's a community,
But the message has to be overarching over all of that. You talk about mental health and support all the time, and that's important. And, the thing about it is we never know who we touch, who heard that message, saw 988 come across the screen and dialed that, or here, went to impactwisconsin.org. And, we never know who we saved or who we helped by doing something. So we got to get out, and the fact that you do this every week is important. It is important.
Yeah. Thank you for just noticing the importance in what I do as well, because I mean, in my own way, that's my that's my war, my battle as a soldier of the word, and it's growing, it's getting bigger, and we're coming up on a year now, so we're
yeah, that's important, man.
And that's why like I said, that's why no matter what is going on in my personal life, without fail, I have done this every single week for a year. And now there are 2 weeks, only 2, that I did not do a live show, but I had something pre-recorded. Mm-hmm. And one of them was a pre-recorded show. The other one it wasn't Lostboys, but it was a different podcast that I was trying to start up. And only 2 times in the last almost year have I failed to sit my ass in this chair and, just get it done. And it's not because doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like, getting it done. It feels like another step on a journey, another
suit up and show up. That's what it is. Suit up and show up. As long as you're here, like I said, it's important because you don't know who's going to see it and who you're going to help. The fact that you're here is all that matters. Suit up and show up. Put your ass in the chair, and you're doing that.
Hell yeah, suit up and show. I love how you just take my long rambles and you just condense them down into these like good bite-sized fucking chunks. Yeah. I love that, man. Anyway, so what's the first one you're going to be sharing with us tonight?
So the first one, I kind of took a look into the future. I have been out looking for, my time is limited when I'm in the car and stuff. So I'm playing a lot of things, podcasts and different interviews and stuff. About a month ago, I discovered this guy, Saul Williams. You ever see him do his poetry? He's been around for a long time.
That name sounds really familiar. I probably have.
Yeah. So, and I've been doing a lot of stuff that's a little more, I've got the addiction and mental health thing, but it's an election year, man. I'm talking about a little bit of politics and stuff and looking forward. And the piece that I'm going to do first here is called Show Me. And the premise behind it was what is the world that I want to see in 20 years? So I wanted to take a look into the future and see what the future would look like and kind of describe what to me would be, some of the issues that are important to me, see them solved in the future. So, and I'll tell you, I wrote it, and the future is bright. It is bright. Run the tape. Somebody hit play on someday. Show me forward visionary scenes. Upload giga, tera, mega, kilo. Just might be photos to my head. Fill my heart so my mouth can express a lexicon of something better instead. See, I need to be in the know, see what's coming so I know. The information nation is no illusion, fusion, blow some smoke show. Show me Google, AI, fast track, forward, chat, GPT, me, a future only presently dreamed. Sexual freedom, gender equal, concubine reality. The pleas of wild milk, mercury, purposefully entangled in social couth, but out of discrimination's weeds. The wishes and dreams of Baker, Wolf, Rivera, Rustin, Kahlo, Cardenas, and Coley and Nassim. Show me paintings where the color palette of matter is their rainbow pigmented dreams. And show me scenes of postmodern disdain of techno war for idealist, selfish, capitalist, or religious gain. No more Nagasaki, Hiroshima, 9/11, Vietnam, Ukraine, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, or Palestinian suffering, genocide, and pain. Show me a new solution, legalization and regulation of top shelf one scheduled drugs, doors long since closed on wild-eyed, forked-tongued demon thugs, the likes of Anslinger, Nixon, Reagan, Bush, Ollie North, Contra, Clinton, Carter, Chapo, Cali Cartel, Obama, Purdue, Pharma, Trump, Chump, Ford, Biden, Sackler. Show me a time of clear, clean communication. No Murdoch, Hearst, fear-mongering propaganda. CNN veiled truth. Outdated newsprint, Facebook, Instagram, thread, doom scroll, X, Zoomverse, Bluetooth tools. ABC, NBC network, fake news, 15-second reels, Tucker Carlson's truth. NPR and bullshit algorithms dictating YouTube, rising creator, influencers, superstars. Skip ahead and show me cured human virus propagation, pathogenic population control without rhetoric, racial equality, free education, affordable health care, and a euthanized housing crisis. Show me generations forthcoming of a healthy planet, fruit from the trees planted by Gore, Colby, Nat Geo, Wanjiru, Watuti, Curiosity Stream, Nagura, Attenborough, Hidalgo, Silva, and Lee. Show me intact polar ice caps, salinized seas, mitigated global warming, clean water, sustainable cities, quality sanitation, ocean living, and cold fusion. Somebody please hit play on Someday. Run the tape.
James Hamilton for president. That's my vote. That's my vote right there. Oh man,
I don't want that job, man. I don't want that job.
You don't want that job. But man, that was intense. Yeah, and you dropped some names in that one, boy. Yeah. You called out. I mean, I can't think of anyone you didn't call out. Everyone from the politicians to pharma to the media. You called out everyone. And I like how you likened politicians to like gangs and like the mafia and like and the government. Like you like it. I don't know if it was specifically I don't want to misquote you, but yeah, I like how you likened the government officials and the government, because I've always said this, the government is the ultimate mafia. They're the biggest gang. You pay them every month, and if you don't, bad stuff happens to you.
Yep.
And your family.
The sad part of it is the only reason we have illegal Schedule I drugs in this country, and the problem with having them in the first place is buying the illegal drugs that are tainted with fentanyl is poisoning a generation, and it has to stop. The only way to stop that is to legalize and regulate. Nobody's going to buy shitty tainted dope on the street when they can get it at the corner store or from a doctor. And that's what has to happen. And the thing is, we've been perpetuating this war on drugs in this country since Harry Anslinger back in the 30s after prohibition of alcohol. And he decided he needed a demon. And you know, that's where Reagan demon from, you know. Yeah, they're just wrong. And it's just been wrong for like almost 100 fucking years.
Yeah. And yeah, like I like how you called out Reagan in that too, because he was a big perpetuator of the. I mean,
Yeah.
I like that perspective too, because a lot of people will say that like the war, that's where the war on drugs started, was with Reagan, but like it's been going before that. It's been going
Well, it
long.
started, yeah, with Harry Anslinger at the end of the prohibition of alcohol. You know, I think 1931, and then Nixon coined it the war on drugs. But Reagan, you know, the thing about Reagan was he was a pussy. He was like, I don't want to say it. So he had, you know, cute little Nancy sitting next to him and told us to just say no. But, you know, the problem is that don't fucking work. You know, it don't work.
When you say no, actually, when you tell someone to just say no, that makes them want it more. It makes
That's the truth.
Oh, maybe I should try that. What's so interesting about it? You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, that was a phenomenal fucking piece. Fantastic, phenomenal piece. And just that piece literally embodies the term soldier of the war, or I mean soldier of the word. And because literally you're going to war in that piece.
Yeah.
And that is just, it is a very clear statement. You're going to war. And it honestly, it felt like a little like early 2000s Eminem to me, like Mosh Eminem, where where he was just going at fucking I don't know if you've ever heard of Chris Webby.
Yeah.
Chris Webby, especially in his Raw Thoughts, it had a very Raw Thoughts vibe to it. And if you don't know what Raw Thoughts is, it's this thing where he just gets he's done like 5 of them now, and he gets on a tangent and he just calls out everybody, and he just goes for the throat, politicians, pharma, fuck it, everybody. And it had a big Chris Webby vibe to it, for sure. And I definitely enjoy that. I like that. I want to see what these other artists thought of it though.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy has to be president. You can't say nothing about it. Dude. You say that at any inauguration, bam, you're gonna get all the votes, bro. You don't. No, you don't understand. That was gas.
Thank you.
Well, more people show up to his shows than they did Donald Trump's inauguration. So,
swear to God, swear to God.
Let me just say this here. I'm gonna stand up. And I'm gonna clap my hands. Tell the government to kiss your ass, because I agree.
Damn straight.
When I say you called them all out, and I'm back here. If I could have snapped my skin off my fingers, I would have, because at the end of the day, you speaking nothing but facts, bro.
I didn't hear nothing false.
I mean, not you did just drop straight gems. I'm loving the fact that you sat here and called them out by names. Kudos to you, my boy.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
You just what? You're gonna get a call from the government. Hey, you're on watch list, man.
I'm already on the watch list.
They probably gonna call me for comment. Look, I'm gonna take that call gladly. Ann, hello.
Yeah.
What you gonna do about it?
He said what he said, and he meant what he said, and I'm backing up what he said. So what y'all gonna do about it?
You watch that go viral, bro, and everybody vote for you off the map.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, fucking phenomenal. And I that piece needs to be on every fucking news circuit, every fucking podcast, that is a piece that needs to like be out there for sure. And is that a new one, or is that?
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks old. I've done it at my 2 features last week, and I think I did that one on New Eureka a couple of weeks ago, like the first day that I wrote it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, was I right about that, by the way? Is that Thursday nights?
It is Thursday nights. It used to be on Mondays, and then they moved it. Yeah, so it's
that's why I had Monday written. But yeah, it was Thursday, and no, that's a great show, man. That's a great show. Yeah.
I'll be there. I'll be there. Watch me.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, I'll get you set up with the you got to sign up at like this website, I think, at newyourekan.org, I think.
I'll send you a viewer link in the chat before we go.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, thanks for that piece, man. I'll catch you again in a few minutes for your next one.
Sounds good.
That being said, guys, I got my man Caleb here. He's popping in to fill in for Miss Poetless. I'm hoping that maybe she'll surprise us and pop in, but as of yet, she hasn't made it. So I'm sure she has something personal going on. But as always, we got my man Cage C 790 here, or Cage C. You can go follow him on TikTok at Cage C 790.
It's about to be active up in there. It's about to be active.
Yeah, you're gonna post some fire shit, man.
Dude, I'm in the lab. You don't understand.
I'm getting back on TikTok myself. Not only the show, but like myself personally. I'm gonna start getting back on TikTok too because, dude, it was honestly amazing that like last time I was on TikTok, I got like 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers like in like a week just for posting like 4 videos or whatever. And like it's so easy to get. It's so attention. Easy versus other platforms to get noticed on TikTok. It's ridiculous. But yeah, fucking I'm gonna get back on TikTok with you and I'm gonna start posting stuff too. But yeah, make sure y'all go follow my boy and catch some of his latest fire. You got 2 for us tonight. One of them you said is a draft, and the other one, how new is that one?
It's about a month. I've done it once on the show before, but I fucked it up, so I want to do it again.
That's a month. Sorry, that is a inside joke that exactly only one person will understand. Only one person in my entire life will understand that that's a month joke, and it's a joke between me and my friend Devin. And I'm sure he'll hit me up later and just be like, "That's a month." It's an inside joke. I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah, no. So we got new and then new.
Yes. I'm doing the newest one first, God Complex. All right, and it's not gonna be the way that you think it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sitting there saying I'm a god, but it ain't nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Well,
I ain't hyping myself up whatsoever throughout this whole thing necessarily.
Well, don't give it away. Let's hear. So this is when you say this is a draft, do you mean that it needs to be edited, or are you going to add to it, or both, or you're just not sure? Like,
it needs 3 different verses.
It needs 3 verses.
I still need to put 3 verses on it. I just added a new one because I've been here so long. I've heard the beginning of your show, so I added a verse during all that.
Shit. God damn, bro. Yeah. Yo, we've been rolling for 33 minutes. This man wrote a verse in 33 minutes.
Actually, I wrote 2 more 30 minutes before the show too, and then I had another 3 this morning.
This man's like fucking rap god, 6 minutes off the top of the dome. All right, man. Well, I'll drop myself out of here and let you get to it. You got you have 2 verses for it right now? These are 2 out of 3?
Oh no, I have way more than what I sent you.
All right. Well, this is about to be a trip then. Let's go for a little journey, ladies and gentlemen. This is God Complex.
Death deactivated, mortality severed, change of lethargy configured in a way my immortal invocation is considered a lethal injection to viewers not ready for complete devotion to the craft I've eroded and molded into the stone slabs of my commandments. I'm God created, like I have a complex or something. Floodgates are open, I'll watch while you drown, cause Noah ain't got nothing on me. My garden of Eden reeks of dead snakes I've been trimming. Cut the fangs off, cause my blood don't deserve all of that venom. All of my angels have turned into demons, but hell is a weapon. I finger the trigger and release millions of millimeters with horns-piercing skulls labeled Adam and Eve. A creator of chaos, you won't find me hung on the cross, but walking over water filled with bones, fighting the traitors who's losing the faith. Don't follow the footsteps, create your own pace when you bow to my sword. Follow my lore while madness ensues. I ensure safety through darkness so long as your weapon can fight through the hordes. I'm God created, like I have a complex or something. Floodgates are open, I'll watch while you drown, cause Noah ain't got nothing on me. My garden of Eden reeks of the dead snakes I've been trimming. Cut the fangs off, cause my blood don't deserve all of that venom. I don't reserve energy for somebody else's amenities. My commandments command complete authority over your own direction. I'll be there to help, But don't pray or I'll slay you. Don't stray when I arrive or I'll leave the scene with your soul feeling empty. I'll manifest bad dreams so you live through the nightmares, and once you're awoken you remember my name as a Lovecraftian god forcing you to pursue that devotion. Don't stop. Commit to the motion. Keep breathing my bad breath. Inhale my corrosion. Stand on, fight on your own manifestations. I command it. My authority demands it. I'm God created like I have a complex or something. I'm complex in completion. Reaching my hands out like my death touch will bring new life to thy immortal path while it shines through the dark with the brightest lamp. I can slay the snakes feeding lies, but do not become their mistakes. I demand it. Don't disobey my commandments. I command it. I would hold hell in my voice like the devil's advocate, and when it booms out, that titanium is adamant. My angels aren't falling, they're walking their paths, weapons in hand. Follow my voice like a general at war. Walk over the water, I'm not parting the seas. I've laid out the path. Just walk on the bones of the enemies that get in your way. I command it. My commandments demand it.
Woo! God damn! Boy, drop some fire emojis down in that comment section, please.
Go to bed. I'm on a show. Go to bed.
We got everyone backstage here clapping and snapping, bro. That shit went fucking hard, dude. I mean, I obviously, and I tell you this every time, like it's hard for me to pick a favorite line or a favorite whatever because they're just all so fire. But this time, I did have a favorite line. This time, cut off the fangs because my veins don't deserve all that venom.
Oh yeah,
God, bro, yo, that shit had me jumping in my seat. I was like, oh shit, bro. Like,
damn straight, bro.
Nah, you say you didn't hype yourself up. You definitely hyped yourself up. Like my veins don't, and that's like to me that like it embodied the way I took that line was, you know, the ultimate like expression of self-worth. You know?
Yep.
You know,
that's kind of
like I'm worth more than this, you know?
Exactly.
Cut those things off because I'm you know, it's not saying you're not saying you're better than anyone else or you're higher above anyone else, but you're saying that you know your worth. You know what I mean? And that's very fucking important. That's what that whole piece was about is you knowing your worth, and that came across so fucking clear. That was fucking dope, bro. That was literally the honestly, that is the most like self-empowering piece that I've heard you read. That was dope, bro. That was
God complex, bro. And I like
complex.
the whole if you know the Garden of Eden, the snake.
What's that? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, what were you saying? Sorry.
All right, no, I mean, I'm saying nah, but I don't mean like that. But like the whole Garden of Eden line with the dead snakes talking about the devil that was lying to Adam and Eve. Okay.
Yo.
Like that was that whole my Garden of Eden,
no,
dude. Like,
yeah, and I felt and I loved the connection too, and like. Another thing I was gonna say is usually you don't have a hook. Usually you don't have a chorus, but I noticed in this one, like you had that hook, you had that because I wasn't even expecting you to repeat the fangs line because I was struggling to get it written down in time so I could remember it because I didn't know if you were gonna repeat it, and then it like you worked it into the chorus too, and I was just that was sick. That needs a beat though for sure. That one needs a beat.
Oh, bro, that's why I need somebody that can produce the beats.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because my rhythm is so specific that I can't. Writing on like beats, like on YouTube and stuff, is so difficult for me nowadays. So I need somebody that would be able to make a beat to the rhythm that I'm trying to speak.
I have the exact same fucking problem, bro. Like literally. So here's how it happened: is I used to write to beats on YouTube, and then I realized that I can't use any of these beats, and what will happen is I'll become too attached to these beats that I won't be able to spit the piece without the beat. And then what do I do with the piece? Because I can't do it on any public platform because it'll be copywriting. So I'm stuck in this weird thing where I've forced myself to just write everything a cappella and find a beat later, possibly that would fit it. But that makes it very hard because you get this own rhythm in your head, and it's something that no beat that's already made can quite match, and that's why you have to have someone make a beat from scratch. If you're writing something, if you've already written the piece, then typically the beat has to be made from scratch because it has a specific rhythm, a specific tempo. You know what I mean? Though sometimes I can find ones that do fit. Sorry, I didn't. You're good. You're good. You're muted right now, though. I don't know. Oh, okay. Trying to get his little one to bed. Everyone, we got child. What would you call that? Child difficulties. Chill.
Sorry, kids.
No, you're good. You're good. I got you. But anyway, man, yeah, I want to see what these other artists had to say about it. What do you guys think?
Man, let me tell you, I thought the same thing you guys were talking about. I could hear the beat. I could hear that boom, and like, I got two words for you: Kendrick Lamar-esque. That's what I got. It's hit it hard, and I could hear it. I could hear it. Boom. That was fire, dude. That was fire.
Appreciate.
Yeah, that was fire.
Hell
That's
yeah.
what
Kendrick Lamar, that's a new one.
A lot today, but that's what I got out of it.
You killed me with the line when you said my garden of Eden reeks snakes.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
You took me out with the line when you said my garden of Eden reeks snakes. That line right there alone, you had me picturing in my head. I'm walking in the darkness, and it's a pit of snakes, and I don't even know that pit is right there, but I'm walking through this darkness. But yet it's supposed to be the Garden of Eden. It's like, okay, so where am I at? Bro, when I tell you, yes, I third that emotion, Kendrick Lamar vibe. Yes.
Hell yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is lyrical poetry at its best. That was fire, man. Good.
Fuck yeah. Appreciate y'all.
Spectacular.
Fuck yeah.
I was found on that Garden of Eden thing, man. We all know the Garden of Eden was wrought with fleas, man. You know,
say it again. Say it again.
The whole thing, the whole picture brings it up. You know,
and that's exactly. It's like I picture. It's like, you know, now that I'm grown, it's like soon as when you said the Garden of Eden, it was like he hit the live from the live.
My Garden of Eden reeks of the dead snakes I've been trimming. Cut the fangs off because my blood don't deserve all of that venom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the whole line. The whole.
Yep.
It should be okay.
Yep. Share the hell out of this episode, man, because somebody gonna pick that up. You have beats to that in a couple of weeks. I'm telling you, that was straight. Yeah.
The day it happens, I'm gonna pop off. Watch. I'm gonna be rich one day. I tell myself that every day. I will manifest it.
Amen.
This is the way I gotta go. That's how I'm gonna do it.
And that silence says it all. We got nothing. That shit was fire.
my enemies to torture you, maybe even you, one by one. Your flesh being ripped from your bones, the rupture of your lungs, this inescapable claustrophobia, the dungeon of horror. My intent of your intentional suffering, the anticipation, no caption to save you. I was tortured by the man that kept molesting me, assuming a position of ultimatums.
My bad. I'm over here talking on mute. I can't hear you.
Am I on mute too?
We both over here talking on mute.
Shit. Did you hear my introduction, or was I muted for that as well?
No, I heard the introduction.
My introduction was muted. When did I hit the mute button? I don't know. Anyway, this is Lady Crucible. Welcome. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. How you doing? You know I love gracing this stage.
Oh yeah, I know. And thank you again. Thank you for doing the deep cuts episode with me. That was awesome.
No problem. I actually had fun. That was an awesome thing right there.
Yeah, one of the best conversations I've had, and that's the thing I love about the deep cuts is bringing you guys on and just being able to talk with you guys one on one, and connect deeper.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks for doing that, and thanks for coming on tonight.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. So if there's anything I missed or anything you want to talk about, like what you got going on in your life and what you're doing.
Oh, right now I'm working on my first book called The Darkness. So I'm actually getting my pieces ready, getting together for that, and hopefully, if things work out right, I'll hopefully be dropping it by the end of this year.
Oh, nice. All right. Cool. So is that gonna be? Are you gonna put that up on Amazon or?
Yeah, most likely. Yeah.
Word. Cool. So make sure y'all go stay tuned for that. Cool. I'll check that out. So what are you gonna be sharing with us tonight?
So since it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I'm doing a piece called Race and Thought.
Race and Thoughts. All right.
As a little peek into what goes on inside my head.
I think that we briefly, if you guys want to see a little backstage footage or whatever, go check out Deep Cuts. I think we briefly touched on this topic, or this piece. I mean, you were in the midst of writing it back when we recorded a week or two ago, and we touched on it. So if you guys want to get a little behind the scenes on that, go check out Deep Cuts. But yeah, I'm excited to hear the full thing and what you because I've heard the premise and yeah, as someone with ADHD and just more things going on in my life than I know what to do with, I'm definitely someone who can relate to racing thoughts. So I'm gonna drop myself out of here and let you get to it.
All righty, y'all. Like the Kentucky Derby, catalytic gains momentum, stampeding ahead down the stretch, determined to win the race. Mentally mangled, fragile and broken, thoughts tangled like thorns, sown from the wicked rose bush of scorn, the same thorns worn by the Holy Son, entwined with vines of skepticism. This twisted darkness, venomous vipers vibrating viciously, tumultuous torment, the torrent of turmoil. Those demons tugging, why won't they let go of me? The anguish and anger, frustrations festering, the aggravations, the agitation became rage for worse than a Terminator. My mind, like a machine, destructive. Not even Optimus Prime could stop me. Damnation damning, doom descends, devouring destinies, evoking fear through crevices. This avalanche of confusion, the devil's playground. These swings propelling my thoughts back and forth. The carousel spinning faster and faster, blurring my perception. Lost in the vortex of my own deception. Monkey bars twisted like the devil's spine. A merry-go-round of mayhem. The seesaw of sorrows, teeter-tottering. The pit of quicksand buried beneath the dark. A prisoner of my own racing thoughts. raging riptides of resentment, imprisoned, chained by chaos within my mind. Each thought, a wicked impulse, pulsating, boom, 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 on my sanity. The weight of conscious and arduous tasks, shattered pieces, shackled fragments. My thoughts in the speckles of shards of glass, no intricates of self, no reflection. The desolate stare, I'm in a trance. My neurons not sparking. The jumper cables didn't send a spark. Yet the wicked crescendo, this maddening innuendo, determined to dominate and devour. The anxious feeling of wanting to remember. The cliffhangers. Scaling walls without a harness, left dangling with the ropes of regret. These engines revving, accelerating the distance. Under the hood, the growls and rumbles. Them whizzing bullets of wrathful wings, ricocheting projectiles from the barrel's mouth. The pounding of the drums, earthquaking, reverberating, the vibrations of intense pulsating. These tangled webs of silken threads created by silent architects of intricate patterns, weaving secrets as delicate strands, ripples roaring, radiating rage, mighty missiles propelling a wrathful trajectory, water writs and wrestles as stones slam the surface, clicking and clacking, the clattering of catastrophe, rolling my fate with tumble and twist, no 7 or 11 landed for me. As you can see, my mind, it's all over the place. Can't keep a thought because another keeps stepping in the way. My scruples like tornadoes, even cyclones of aftermath. The ceaseless torrent bound to clutches, losing control, the burden of it all. Poem.
God damn. Hell yeah, dude. You floor me every fucking time. And it's not just what you talk about, but it's your cadence and your the way you put words together. And one of my favorite things that you use that not a lot of people do nowadays, and you use it flawlessly, is alliteration.
That's one of my favorite foods.
Yeah, oh, it is, and you use it so well in this piece. I believe you had another piece a few weeks ago where it was like, you had this whole letter scheme. I think it was the 420 one. It was the 420 one where you had this whole alliteration
420 scheme from A to
letter.
Z, A to Z alliteration.
And I just love the way you use that. It is such a fantastic tool, and you use it flawlessly. And that piece was just so relatable. Like I said, I have ADHD, and I have to sometimes I have to, when I'm writing, I have to use a voice message on my phone because I literally can't type the lines fast enough as they're coming to my head. Like I can't, and I'm afraid I'm gonna lose them. And I'm like, that's such a good line, same way at work when I'm trying to like remember shit or do I am such a scatterbrain. Yeah, it's on, and people like the name scatterbrain or just like whatever, it sounds trivial, and people don't realize how much it really affects your life and fucks with you until they've been through it. Like, something that annoys my girlfriend so much is how much I lose things, and how and I know that guys are supposed to be ready to go first, and typically I'm ready to go, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm missing this, this, and this. Because my brain is like,
try having a thought, and you in the middle of a whole conversation, and it's like you're like, yeah, and then it was like, what was I just thinking? What was we just talking about again? They was like,
my mom.
And it's like, yeah. So
my mom used to call it shiny. My mom used to I got shiny for a minute.
Shiny attention deficit disorder.
Yeah, I saw you just see some shiny. It's like that dog in that movie Up, squirrel.
Right. It's like, ooh, yeah. And then it's like now you got to go back, and it's like now you got to wait for. It's like I tell people, my mind is like the old conveyor belt at the cleaners. You got to press the button, and it's just like.
I loved your metaphor, your metaphors about machinery, and especially with the Optimus Prime and Terminator bars. Those were fantastic. I loved how you and you worked this all into like this whole machinery scheme throughout the piece, and then you came back to it kind of at the end, and it was but yeah, the I like the machinery metaphors and the Terminator bar. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm gonna bring these other guys up, see what they thought.
All righty.
Man,
You guys think?
let me tell you, I could not write down stuff fast enough. I love it. And this is what I liked about it. I wrote the word alliteration right here on the desk because you hit that right on the head. That great example of alliteration. What I like the most about it, I like tangled web of silken thread. I like the fact that you work in those $12 words in the midst of a weave of the simplicity. I loved it. I thought it was great. And you channeled a transformer. I mean, come on, man.
A lot of people ask me, like, with my pen, ain't no telling where my mind goes. And like when my mind with this piece, I was literally for like 2 weeks straight having just straight racing thoughts. So it was like every little thought I can get at that moment, it was like, oh, write it down.
See, that's where the talent comes from, is being able to pull that shit out of the air and put it down.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, it took me a minute, but when I finally got the way that I wanted, they was like, "So I want to see how your mind really racing," and it was like, "You sure you really ready for that?" Okay, here goes.
Yeah,
I like the schemes that you use. You know what I mean? Like you really be taking words that you wouldn't think of, like amenities and what was it, or not amenity, but it was like it started with a crescendo and
innuendo.
Yeah, like that. Like you take words, like because that's something that I like to do. I like to find them big words and then figure out what they can rhyme with, and then I like to place them. All right, and you do that in just a way, and then you flow into your next bar, like you just wrote that, and you didn't even, you just passed by it like it was like that shit is clean. It's nice.
Hey Caleb, herbology.
Get the
that's a little callback. A while ago during our 420 episode, we were I gave him the word herbology, and I had challenged him to and he actually did come through, but I had challenged him to write with rhyming with the word herbology, and he had found it a struggle, and I was like, no, trust me, man, I know you're better than this. I know you're good and better than this. Like I know you can come up with something. And I
wrote a whole Harry Potter line off that.
Hey, sometimes you gotta just let your mind. When you just sit back and just let your mind just wander. When I tell y'all, I done been down the Looking Glass. I done been to Cinderella's house. I
love Alice in Wonderland.
Like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I done flew with Pinocchio a couple of times, and it's like when you combine. Like I actually got a piece called Alice in Terrorland that I have not even read to anybody yet.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh yeah, we got to hear that.
How did you manage to do that? You just take the angry version. We gonna stop pretending. I'm gonna give y'all the dark version of it. You know, the parts that they not gonna tell you. So I'm gonna give it to you in my special form. And they was like, well, how did you? I don't get it. How did you? I just put an axe in her hand and I let her go to work.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah. Fan fucking tastic. That was an amazing piece. Thanks for sharing that. Catch you again in a few minutes for your next piece. All right. That being said, it brings us back to Mr. James over here. What's up, man?
Still here, man. This has been fire, man. This has just been straight fire. You were right at the outset. You said, man, these are some of your favorite people. Well, they are spilling fire tonight, no doubt.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, and Poetless, we'll have you again on some other time. But I initially I had scheduled you, Lady Crucible, and Poetless, and then Cage kind of has like a open access pass to kind of pop in whenever he wants. But I just knew as soon as I had you three, even if one of you ended up not making it or whatever, I knew I had just a fucking slammer of a crew, you know?
Yeah, I've been on with Poetless before. I think the first time I was on with, and yeah, I'm familiar with that. She's great.
Yeah. You just all headliners tonight. All headliners for sure. What do you got? What do you got next for us?
So, like we said before, it's I'm not going to beat the dead horse. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. This piece is called "Mental Health Coded," with an ellipsis in between health and code. He's even got it right on the graphic, so we're money. Yeah. So we just roll with it. This is another newer one. So let's just go.
All right, got myself out of here.
I am the scattered residue of schizophrenic voices, personalities, multiple, myriad minstrel maestros muddle my manic music, strangers stimulating synapse, constructs instruct collapse. Inside spews outward, upwardly mobile, perceived, overt, symptomatic, socially acceptable, half-truth lies. Broadcast static signal, radio waves pop, crack, fizzle, and tap, beam through antenna, repurposed, molded into a crumpled tinfoil hat. Frequency on the failed end of analog, provide a whistled drone, incessant, insanity inferred rap, talking points and memories. When I was a baby, I suppose I looked around every day, never focusing on anything in particular, set in that way of innocent wonder, willful, wandering, wanton, wayward, without question, childlike mind, naive in perception. Then as a boy, recollection and reflection, time in peace, before infection, before the jester's cork took over the man, juggled, bowling pin, razor blade, chainsaw, sword swallow, clown around, freak show, insurrection, gala ball, injection, madness in bat country, forwarded sadness, anxiety, abuse, and depression, withdrawn, isolation, confusion, consternation, isolation again, infatuation with demons, pretty sun-drenched girls, succubus dressed in black, sweetness attacked. They all say they care, but still had me smoking crack. Man, they find their way in, pervade or invade while I lax, trying to make sense of who I am or was. Malady unpacked, sanity long since bolted, stolen, lifted, sifted, or gifted away. Crazy molten heat molded the unwilling criminal standing before you today, see? Society's dessert, a candied, no-leash freak treat, original sickness unmitigated, punch bowl tricks, stones and sticks, living in a shitty van, 1,000-yard stare looking off through a glossy-eyed gaze, devil fiend friend traversing swampland daily through the haze. More of the same, quiet propensity, suppressed violent intensity, anger, aggression, angst, faded, used, boozed, tattooed, confused, directed, the effect of stained influence, inferred choices forced to choose. Same tune physician played, a pharmaceutical ruse, antipsychotic, depressant, nasal decongestant, candy-coated cough suppressant, stool softening, Skittles, mood altering, time release, ADHD, narcotic, Mike and Ike's, antacid, bipolar, 2 a day, 4 a day, as needed, take with a meal, capsules in the morning, liquid before bed, empty stomach, pills, powders, films, be wary of interactions, adverse reactions, don't snort if you can't swallow. Bottle shells litter the floor for days before they should, call in, email, re-up, refill, regurgitate, infuriate, push or satiate, predatory, drugstore fed, misery, jockey, big pharma, happy with the profits. At least someone is happy. I mean, me, I'm still sick.
God damn, bro. I love how you ended that. Farmers at least happy because they have their money. At least someone's happy because I'm still sick. and and you went through the journey of what it is to be an addict, especially in modern day with, like we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, pharma just pumping shit out sorry, I got distracted for a second. Pharma just pumping shit out and I love how I was gonna say feeding it to us like candy, and that's exactly how you illustrated it. Mike and Ike Skittles. Fuck, I love how you likened it to candy. I've actually been saying all week my broken foot's been, or I still have a broken toe, but it's been killing me, and I've been saying I've been popping ibuprofen like candy, and it's a bad phrase that I've gotten into saying, and I probably shouldn't use that. But that has become so synonymous with pills, candy. I mean, and that's scary because candy is mostly marketed to children, and I feel like in a certain way that these pills are made, both in shape and sometimes in color, to resemble the candy we had as kids, to get us more enticed and more hooked.
And the thing is with schizophrenia, if you have schizophrenia or other mental illnesses, you're up to like 4 times as likely to experiment with other drugs. And that's what I'm trying to show there, is that schizophrenic mind and drifting off, almost like an ADHD thing, but that schizophrenic mind talking about this and smoking crack, and then pills coming at you like they're from a fucking Pez dispenser. It's just, it's frustrating, but it is the way that it is. And the pharmaceutical companies don't create cures, they create customers, man. And that is part of the problem that's wrong with this capitalistic republic that we live in. It's not curing people.
Oh yeah. And that's one of the biggest things I actually talked about in my 420 piece. It was a piece about weed, but it ended up being more a piece about pharma and how I've been. Okay, I started smoking weed when I was 11. I started being prescribed pills when I was 9.5, 10. And then I found weed and I was like, wow, this really works, or whatever. And it took, I started refusing to take pills at about 15. So it took about 5 years for me to be like, all right, I've had enough. I'm just going to smoke weed from now on. But I was on everything from Ritalin to, what was that? No, well, yeah, Adderall, obviously. But no, I was on mood stabilizers, not just ADHD medication, but I was on mood stabilizers and stuff like that too. And I've been in the psych hospital with people who were like lithium, and people who were on like higher doses than I was. One of the scariest things I was ever on was Seroquel, which is supposed to be a mood stabilizer, but it fucks you the fuck up. And I was on 300 milligrams, and me amongst other people would just walk around between the lithium and the Seroquel. We would just be zombies all day long. And that's
they pretty much just condition you with that type of medication to be in human storage. That's what it amounts to.
Yeah. And it's just, like I said, I mean, you'll have to see my 420 piece, because I go a little bit deeper into it, but it's all about money, and I love how you illustrated that at the end of the piece. Is like, at the end of the day, it's all about the money. It's all about filling their pockets, and they don't really give a fuck about our health. We're still sick, and their pockets are full. And that's exactly what you said at the end of there, and that sums it up perfectly. Is all of the millions of dollars worked into finding new cures and all this, and we still don't have a cure for cancer, which I won't get into it, but I believe they have one somewhere, and they just hide it because they want to make money off of cancer.
There's no profit. There's no profit in curing it right now. We'd rather just fill you full of this other shit until the patent runs out.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, and cancer is one of the arguably the biggest affliction that, everybody knows someone who has cancer, or know someone who has passed the cancer. It is the biggest affliction in our modern day, and all this $1 million of research, and they can't cure that. They can cure stuff that's profitable to them, or make diseases of their own. COVID.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
can't. They can't actually help us and make us healthy. They just want their pockets full. Yeah,
I agree.
I'm gonna bring these other artists up to see what they thought.
Hey, bro, I felt that piece because I be hella schizophrenic. Okay, I'd be fucked up. And along with schizophrenia, I have a personality disorder, and one of them's ADHD, another is OCD, and it all like lines together. And that shit, I used to take medicine, but because it's all kind of dissociate, it gives me seizures whenever the things in my brain is calm. The medicine that I would give for schizophrenia would give me seizures, and it'd be real bad.
Oh.
It'd be real bad.
Wellbutrin, that's the one I was trying to think of. That's the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Man, when I say, when just listening to you name off the different drugs, and it's like my whole mental just sitting there just clapping like, yep, that tried that one before, yep, bypassed that one, ran from that one, but damn, I end up getting stuck right here.
Yeah.
So it's
And the thing is, it's like what Cage said, they give you all of these pills, and then the side effects you get are worse than what the ailment.
I gotta deal with kids.
Like if I say, like me, I suffer with PTSD. I have borderline personality disorder, and I the schizophrenia, and it's like, okay, so if I come in, not you're supposed to be my counselor, therapist, whatever it is you want to call it, and I'm telling you, not only am I having racing thoughts, but then my mental right now is just all the way over here, but it's thinking crazy shit. And then you give me this medication, but then I read the back of the label and it says, warning, causes suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry.
So
my favorite side effect on the commercial.
You sitting here looking like, okay, so who's more of a dumbass? Is it me or is it them?
Yep.
Because if that's what I came in here for, why would you give me something to edge it up?
That's why they speed up.
My favorite side effect on the pharmaceutical commercials is may cause sudden death in some people. What?
Fuck no. Fuck that.
When I looked at the medicine that they gave me and I heard it on the commercial, because they had me on Seroquel, may cause suicidal thoughts. What?
Why would I want that?
Wait a minute. So it's like, wait a minute. Okay, so you already know I'm suffering from this, and then you're gonna give me a medication that's gonna make it even 10 times worse. But then as soon as I flip out, I become the bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So how does that work?
It's not even like you can get compensation for it. Like if you can't even.
They get mad. Well, like now I self-medicate. I'd rather self-medicate because all the medicine that you've given us is downers. And then when we become addicted, then it's y'all not gonna tell them y'all the one who's our drug dealer, because y'all the drug dealer.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The promise it'll help.
When I become an addict, it ain't your problem.
Like we said, the government is the biggest gang.
I'm talking about they gang.
You got the mafia, Illuminati up in that bitch. I swear to God.
And the pharmaceutical companies is they sidekick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Well, thanks for that piece, man. If you can stick around to the end of the show, so I can take you one more time. But if not, thanks for coming. We're gonna get on over to Mr. Cage here. Those kids settled down enough for you to spit for us?
I hope so.
Right.
Because this one's difficult. This one is difficult. This is what happens when ADHD and schizophrenia just don't get along.
All right. I'm down for this one. What's this one called?
Overstimulated.
Overstimulated. Hey, all right. It's the piggybacking off of Racing Thoughts. Overstimulated. All right. I feel a theme here. All right, man. I'm gonna get myself out of here and let's get to it.
In this ocean I sit and I talk and commune with the nuts when they're running up chunks of words per mile per hour. I'm tethered on malice per pile per tower I crumble. It's like paper to pencil. I stencil the thoughts and get lost at the point. I'll erase the confusion. I'm using my music. I'm losing a battle, getting lost in the fog. I'm tripping on logs. I'm missing my shots. I'm cut by the thorns that grapple the ground when I fall. I'll just start ripping the flesh, a virtuous mess. I'll pick a weapon and start to confess shit. I tell these voices, RIP, just rest in peace. You've done enough, just leave me be. I don't want to see false halos hanging so precarious. It's dangerous. Cold in circles, broken half to make me see delirious. I'm serious. Step away from me. I'm not that fucking curious, but angels turn to demons when their halos turn to horns. When their wings go from white to black, you know they've fallen far, but angels turn to demons when their feathers are getting torn. They see me crawling my way to the shore, babbling nonsense. I'm battling constant. These demons I've born to become the hero of scorn. I'm born to become that throb the heart produces when the panic starts to roar. I'm on top of this beach and I'll sit and I talk and commune with the nuts when they're running up chunks of words per mile per hour. I'm tethered on malice per pile per tower I crumble. I'm stuck in the loop per second, group thoughts projected per minute, ejected. I'll rinse and repeat like I'm stuck in the loop per second, rope thoughts erected like I caught thought connecting, group thoughts imprinted per minute, ejected. What I said is incomplete. I'm stuck in the loop per second. I pieced it together. My thoughts are connected, stuck in my lasso, caught in my weapon. I teach every lesson to fist for each patron. I'm stuck in the loop per second, erected, elected each minute, projected per hour, connected, devour, commitment, enhancing contentment. The only selection is that you are gifted per second, per minute, per hour, committed. For every time that I loop, I feel the repentance. God, I'm a menace. Smite me with bolts. Light me on fire and watch me revolt. Leading my party, I'll roll in that 20. Dexterity, awesome. I'll be at his throat and take over the throne. You thought it was over? Snap at it like Thanos. Get stuck in the loop per second, per thought, perfected, per rope, ejected, per every connected connection you missed, per minute, erected, per tower I crumble. My prowess is humble, per ear of commitment. Shit. I'll tell these voices RIP, just rest in peace. You've done enough, just leave me be. I don't want to see false halos hanging so precarious. It's dangerous. Golden circles broken half to make me see delirious. I'm serious. Step away from me. I'm not that fucking curious, but angels turn to demons when their halos turn to horns.
Woo! Ooh, someone get the fire truck. Put him out. Put him out. Put him out. He's on fire. Oh,
that's just
God
so
damn,
hard to
bro.
do.
You've done that one before. I recognized it when you got to the per second, per minute, per hour. Oh, yo,
that's so hard to do. That's so hard to do.
But I caught so much more. Like I caught so many more bars than I did last time. Like I'm not sure if last time I caught the Thanos bar, but I know
last time I fucked up.
I know last time I did not catch the Dungeons and Dragons bar.
I'm rolling that 20 dexterity.
Right before the Thanos bar. Yeah. 20 dexterity. And it's like, it's one of those blink and you'll miss it type of lines. And it's also only for like hardcore nerds. But it's like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that kind of shit because I'm a Marvel and a D&D fan and shit. I appreciate those lines, bro. But that is that is honestly, bro, one of your sickest fucking flows, bro. Like it goes so fucking hard. It is one of your best fucking ones that you've ever done. The
golden circles broken half to make me see it's so good. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I had fun writing that one.
When you're like bumping to your own shit where you're like, oh, this is so fucking good. That's why you know you've got it. You've got something gold. You've nailed it. You nailed it right on the fucking head, bro. That one would sound amazing with a beat too, but that one doesn't even like necessarily need one because it has its own flow, its own beat. Like you fucking, just your voice created this such a unique sound, and it's fucking flawless, dude.
Oh yeah, bro, I appreciate you.
I'm gonna get these other guys up here, see what they thought.
Breathe, man, breathe. Like a kid, and he shot that out. That was great. That was great. I'm gonna have to run that one back because I missed a lot of it. He hit me on Thanos, and I started stamping my feet on Thanos.
Snap at it like Thanos. Ooh.
Saying Thanos, I was over here like snap of the finger. Inevitable. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yep, and
that's hard to do.
Man, your cadence and stuff is great, and I can hear it's very contemporary, and it's what's hot right now. I mean, it is what's hot right now. Yeah, it is fresh.
Oh yeah, I appreciate y'all. That's one of the hardest ones that I have that I've ever written because doing that per minute, per loop, per second eject, that shit's hard. That shit's.
Yo, the biggest problem that I find, and I think I've talked about this before, is I write myself into these tongue twisters. Yep. And I'm like, Dylan, what the fuck did you do? And then it's like, well, I wrote it. It's really good. And the harder it is to say, in my opinion, the harder it is to say, the better it probably is. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a good measurement for me for like how good the rhyme scheme that I've written is. Is it hard to, if it's hard to say, then I've done something good with it, because you know what I mean? But yeah, I do that all the time. I write myself into these little tongue twisters, and
I think you said it best, Dylan, when you said, you you got fire when it's lighting you up. Because I write a lot in the car, and I'll be in there and I'll be rehearsing it back, and I'll hit it, and in that moment will happen where you just go, fuck yes, and it, and I could hear it.
All brakes, no gas. He said all brakes, no gas.
I swear to God, man, one of my favorite parts, like the one where I started, like, golden circles broken half to make me see delirious. Okay, I basically just turned angels into demons that whole verse. Like, it was crazy. Like, and that's whenever I started like, dude, I could really pop off with this. And then I wanted to do some that included repetition, because schizophrenic is just a lot of repetition yelling at the back of your head all the time. So I was like, per minute eject, and I just fucking was like, okay.
It goes so hard per minute, per second ejected. Oh God,
my thoughts are connected per loop.
I need that on a loop, bro. Just like yo, my boss wants to see me get shit done. She'll fucking see me get shit done when I have that shit playing in my headphones. Second per minute, per hour projected. Oh, yo.
Per hour of commitment, dude. Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm good.
Oh, yo, hold on. Repeat that again. He said per hour of commitment.
Oh, damn. I gotta pull it back up. Fuck. I'm fucking.
No, you're good. But I wanted to make sure they heard that per second.
I'm back.
Hour of commitment.
Fire.
Because
I gotta.
Talent only gets you so far. It's the fucking hard work and the motivation to grind and the commitment to fucking grind and put yourself out there and work and to get better. That really fucking counts at the end of the day.
Truth. That's truth.
For sure.
Straight truth right there.
Golly, I had to pull it back up. Wait, are you wanting me to actually repeat it? Because I fucking sure will.
If you want to, yeah.
Oh, where is it at? Stop! Don't do that! Don't do that!
This is all we make.
I said I'm stuck in the loop per second elected each minute projected per hour connected devour commitment enhancing contentment. The only selection is that you are gifted per second per minute per hour committed.
Oof. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just.
Now,
every time that I loop, I feel the repentance. God, I'm a menace.
Yeah,
I want you to listen to your cadence on that. I'm gonna tell you the beat. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you the beat that I just got in my head just from that cadence. It was da 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 da.
Yep. You thought it was over, snap at it like then? Yeah.
It's going so fucking hard, dude. It's such a fucking banger. Thanks for sharing that, man. I know your kids.
I appreciate y'all.
I know your kids might force you to get out of here before the end of the show, but if you can stick around.
Actually, no. I have 3%. I just made it to the end of this show, and my old lady just took the charger, so it's gonna die. It's gonna die. Right, but I appreciate you guys, and y'all amazing.
Make sure you all go check Cage out, and Cage, make sure you go check out the end of this show because I want you to see my piece. I don't know how well
I sure will.
And it's still, like I said, it's still a draft, and it's like newly written, but yeah, no,
No, you got it, bro. It's a banger. You got it. I believe everything. I swear to God.
Hell yeah, bro. Thanks.
All right, man, I'll see y'all.
Catch you later. All right. With that being said, we're gonna move over to Lady Crucible and wrap up the show. What you got for us?
So this last piece is called "Alcohol Became My Poison."
Alcohol became my poison. All right, let's just get right into it.
Stripping courage, this potent poison, a tainted tonic. The elixir is tendrils of torment, treacherously draining a vile venomous creature, wandering with no motion. Roaring resentment, raging a raging river's rush, rumbling with thunderous clap, resonating through me, the shakes within. This liquid courage, a loathsome leech of my strength, became subdued by that treacherous drink, that moment of despair when that drink stripped me bare. Anger as my ally, it only gaslit me. Alcohol became a coping mechanism. Put on my cape of invisibility, covering up my alcoholism. Those fake ass smiles just to get by, stumbling and mumbling so I didn't have to answer any questions. Being drunk just to smother those feelings. In the midst of it all, I hurt a lot of people. No matter how hard I tried, that bottle became my demise. Sometimes I just wish I had died. I just wanted to feel numb inside. Those tears that fell from my eyes, all I could do was break down and cry. Those voices in my head, leading the parade. This wasn't a charade, no even trade. God knows I tried, but my question to you was why? I'm still dealing with the pain, became numb in my brain, so I can ignore what is being said. Alcohol constantly flowing through my veins. I continue to play the game. Russian roulette, the click of the trigger, no bullets dispensing. That slippery slope playing over and over. No cap to my belligerent behavior. My tentacles crave that alcohol poison, a puppet of addiction I didn't want to own. I rolled the dice, didn't think twice. Downed a pint after pint. My liver screamed, but I didn't give a fuck. Eventually, a pint wasn't enough, so I graduated to the next size up, became a hostage to the dark nostalgic. I was problematic, inebriated, more intoxicated, masking the feelings of all this hurt. No excuses for all the bridges I've burnt. Did inventory on the damage I've caused. Left some people really scarred, hurt those that I loved the most. If it was up to a judge, I would never see the light of day. Me and Hennessy became the best of buddies, showing my ass to the public. Now, when I think back on it, a drunk mind was a sober thought, with no thought of only releasing when I'm drunk. So they locked my voice in Pandora's box, confessed my soul laid bare. This life for me wasn't a crystal stair. That potent potion, a complete distortion. I lost control. One cup just turned to more. Next thing you know, laid out bare on the floor. I just didn't want to feel that pain anymore. Now realizing those demons would never leave me alone. See, I was in this fight all on my own. My enemy was my enemy, that demon, tugging on my sleeve. Take a look in the mirror. Can you see me? That cathartic release. I'm searching for peace, looking for the key to finally set me free. Porn.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Me and Brandon were sitting here and just absolute awe of that. And both me and Brandon have dealt with alcoholism, and you know, it at certain levels. You know, I've been really bad, like gallon of vodka a day bad. You know, and there's just so much meaning in what you said, and just it means so much to me. It's like just so relatable. Like, that's one of those pieces that like makes me personally feel like I'm not alone.
Right, you're definitely not alone, because it's definitely a battle.
And you did a great job at, like, you know, making me feel like there are other warriors other, you know, as James said, soldiers fighting in this battle. And that was just a fantastic illustration of the battle of addiction and the harm it can cause. And I like the part where you said where you would take an inventory of the damage you caused, and just very that piece hit me very hard. Thank you for sharing that. And also again with the alliteration, especially at the beginning there with that fucking, I can't remember what it was, but that thunderclap line where you fucking clap, that was fantastic. That went hard.
Thank you. Man, at first, it was kind of hard. When I tell y'all, it took me a minute, because every time I started to write, it's like just the thoughts and the memory of it kind of made me a little emotional, but it was like, I got to get through it. I got to finally get this out and get it off my chest. And it was a beautiful thing once I was done with it. It was like, yes, I finally, I'm searching for that key now. It ain't like I'm still stumbling no more. I'm not stumbling and mumbling. I'm tired of this pain. I got to let it go.
You know what? And sometimes that's what you got to do, is you got to be, and you repeated that, and anyone who's had seen you before, been on the show when you've been on before, knows the phrase, my inner me is my enemy. And you worked, I caught that line too. That is one of my favorite lines by you. And I've noticed it come up in at least 3 of your pieces now.
It probably came up in a couple of my pieces. That line was inspired by one of the poets. His name is Bijou, the poet. He gave me that prompt a while back, and that line has always stuck with me. So yeah, it's like every piece I write, it's like, yeah, that is like, that was an eye opener, deep eye opener.
Excuse me,
yeah.
Yes.
That encapsulates just honestly my whole writing and my whole what you would say persona perfectly. Is just
right.
My writing is a way of battling with my inner self, and battling with my inner self to improve my inner self. You know what I mean? I'm in a fight with my demons, but I'm also trying to like use that darkness and that chaos to improve, other parts of my personality.
It's like learning how to channel it instead of all, because I tell a lot of people, I got a lot of anger and rage, and yeah, I do, but I'm learning now how to, instead of just lashing out and wanting to put my hands on people, and it's like I pick up my pen now. And I found a different way of channeling it and being able to get it out without harming nobody and ending up in nobody's jail cell. So yeah.
Well, that was a fantastic piece. I'm gonna bring James up to see what he thought about it. What do you think, man?
First of all, I would say mad props for having the courage to put something like that together. That came through. You can see that you put your heart into it and that you lived it. I travel around a lot. I hear a lot of poets, and a lot of times they don't convince me that they were there, which they don't have to. We got poetic license and all that. But that piece, when you read it, I could feel your pauses and the tension that you put into the piece, that you actually lived it. And when that comes across, it adds a whole nother dimension to a piece. And so I give you mad props for having the courage to put yourself out there like that and tell the truth, your truth.
Man, I appreciate that. When I wrote this piece took me back 20 years ago. I was 20 years old when I started my alcoholism. I had just lost my mom. So it was like, I felt like when she died, a part of me died with her. So it was like, I wanted to just be numb to everything. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to hear it. It was like, you can't tell me nothing because your mama's still here and my mama not.
I can relate to that. I mean, actually, I lost my mom when I was 22, and I'm only turning 23 this year.
People think, because the government say, when you turn 18, you was grown. Deep down, no. I was still a kid in that mindset.
No, at one point, I had an argument with my boss one time, where I couldn't come in because I was sick, and so she missed hanging out with her mom on Mother's Day.
No,
And
no,
I said, and my response to that was, because she was mad that I was sick and it wasn't my fault. So I was a little pissy. So my response was, be thankful you have a mom to miss Mother's Day on with.
Right.
And it was a little, it was a little bit of a too, thing to say, but it's how I feel, like if until you fucking don't talk about moms, because you don't fucking
right. It's like, and even like now, even like 24 years later, I sit here and Mother's Day just rolled past, and it was like, how do I, everybody, but you a mother. Yeah, I'm a mother, true enough, but at the same time, I'm missing my mama.
Right. Yeah.
Like I tell a lot of my friends, you can't sit here and tell me you understand my pain. Your mama at home, so you don't understand my pain. You ain't getting them aches. You ain't looking at the end of the dinner table and she ain't there no more.
Yeah. Truth.
And a lot of people, you gotta get over it. What? It's like,
Truth.
so yeah. It's like, yeah. Let me.
I think we were talking about this last week with my other guests. It doesn't. I was talking about losing my mom on the last podcast, I believe, and we were talking about how it doesn't ever get any easier. It doesn't.
It seems like every year
you just
passes,
learn.
like
You just learn to live with it. It doesn't. It still hurts just as much every time you bring it up and every time you think about it. You just learn to handle it better. And
just learn to find a way to deal with it.
And sometimes alcohol is that solution. And for a while for me, it was as well. I remember the first trip I made, like I got the call at work. I came home from work, and then the funeral procession showed up and took her, but after all that was done, the first stop I made was right to the liquor store. Me and my brother got in the car and we went right to the liquor store.
I didn't even have to go to the liquor store. My uncle had a bar right upstairs. So
Actually, I believe no. It was I already had a somewhat of a bottle, but I drank the rest of that like that. Like
when I tell you I became so numb, it was like to the point like my auntie would be like, tell her she just can't be going back there grabbing your stuff like that and just drinking. He was like, look, I understand what she going through. He like, just leave her alone. Let her do what she doing. When she ready, she'll come around. He was like, it ain't nothing for me to go replace this. Right now, she heard you. Leave her alone. Mm-hmm. And what really woke me up, to at least want to fight to keep myself breathing. At the time, my children were 2 and 4. They're finna be 28 and 30. My babies looked at me and they said, Mommy, can you please stop? We don't want you to go to sleep like Danny did. We want you to wake up. I couldn't argue with that.
No. And you know what?
I couldn't tell my children no.
That's all it takes is one good reason, and that is the best. That is the best reason. Like we were talking about on your deep cuts episode. That's that light, That's
and as you can see, y'all see my grandbabies all the time. That's my inspiration. That's what keeps me going.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times I don't even gotta go talk to the therapist. Just the hugs from my grandkids, and it's like they feel my energy. They know when Gigi not right today. Let me go ahead and figure out what's going on. We're gonna go get Gigi some love today.
Dude, a hug from a kid is one of the most healing things that like you can experience, like just because the just pure joy and innocence of them is like they know you're upset, but they can't even possibly comprehend the depth of it, but it doesn't matter to them. Right. They just love you unconditionally and they just want you to be happy, and they see that you're sad and they're like, oh no, like, and that's like, it's just the most simple, pure thing. And it lifts you up. Like
anytime
anytime I'm mad, anytime.
It's like they always come around at the right time.
Oh yeah. That's exactly. Anytime I'm mad, like sometime, like they just this kid just shows up. This little 5-year-old just. And before that, it was my little sister. She's turning 15 now, but I practically raised her. I mean, with my mother. So my mother was obviously sick growing up. That's why she passed away. But so I did a lot in the way of raising my sister and helping to raise my sister. And just when I was young and I first discovered my anger issues, I was in 4th grade. I was 10 years old, and I was like, I think it was the first time I ever flipped a desk. Yes, I have flipped a desk multiple times, but it was the first time I ever flipped a desk. And after that, I got a picture of my sister, and she was like a year, maybe 2 years old at the time or whatever. And my mom was like, take this and tape it to your desk, and you won't flip it because there's a picture of Tessa on it. And I was like, oh, and for a while it worked. I don't think I ever flipped that particular desk again, the one with the picture on it. I don't think I ever flipped that desk again. But yeah, I mean, just the sight of her like calmed me, gave me peace. Just that joy and that innocence. And just knowing that like my sister is gonna love me no matter what.
Right.
And the same way your kids are gonna love you no matter what.
They always do. They definitely do. Because man, when I tell you, it'd be sometimes you be like, especially when you're having them real rough days, but you don't want to think about it. But yeah, I think kids feel our energy. I really do. And it's like they can feel our mood swings. And it's like my grandkids be like, yeah, let me go calm Gigi down real quick because it's not gonna be too good in here today if we don't. And
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they be like, yeah, come on, you want the twin power activate? Come on, we gotta go.
You want her to be happy, or her big dark cloud is just gonna rain over all of us, and it's gonna make it all gloomy. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And they like, nope, not today. They like, not today. We want to go outside and play. We want to see the sun shine today. So yeah, please don't y'all make Gigi mad today. Don't do it.
Well, thank you for sharing that piece, and thank you for talking with me and with us, and again on here and also on the deep cuts. And James, also you and me have a deep cuts together. So everybody, it's actually the first episode of deep cuts ever. Make sure y'all go check that out too.
Definitely.
That was fantastic, and yeah, I just thank you guys for coming out. This has been awesome. I'm gonna do a piece, or a draft of a piece, I should say, before we get out of here. It's called Soapbox. Brandon, I believe it have. There we go. Okay. It's called Soapbox, and this is a draft. And I'm probably gonna add it or edit it or whatever. And I don't really have much to say on it other than the fact that it's just 4 a.m. thoughts. Anyway, so it's called Soapbox. Watch as I get in my soapbox again. Talk about darkness and talk about death. It's 4 a.m. and I ain't been to bed. I'm feeling like putting a gun to my head. The artist inside me says paint the walls red. And I'm feeling this feeling of dread. I feel like I'm peeling my skin. I'm a mess. And this really is just as real as it gets. I try to tell y'all every line that I spit. It might be my last because I'm broken as shit. Man, I've been telling y'all this, but it don't seem to click. Don't know what parts you don't get. My heart has been tearing apart and I can't get a grip. I mean that I can't come to grips with the fact that my health has been taking a dip. And I try to heal it with the bourbon I sip, but the fact is the booze, it'll kill just as quick. I try to tell myself it is what it is, but if it is what it is, then there's something amiss. When I try to reach out, I just feel like a wimp. So I bottle it up and I keep it all in. Because I feel like my voice, it makes everyone sick. And y'all are just tired of hearing me, bitch. He complains way too much. And he always seems pissed. His boss is probably a cunt because she wants him to quit. No wonder his relationships seem to be on the fritz. Because he just blames the dark like a scared little kid and refuses to pull himself out of this pit. Always balling his fist like a 2-year-old fit. Things don't go his way. He just flips off his lid. Man, why does that girl want to be with this dick? I try to make everyone happy. They're always upset. They think that I'm wearing an S on my chest, but I'm losing all hope. but I'm losing all hope because this life is a mess and it's hard to remember what S represents. Is it the time I invest to progress my success? Is it the way that I carry the stress like when I'm scared and depressed? Is it the views I address or the feelings expressed? Is it the way I'm exposing my soul like I'm getting undressed? Is it me giving my all and no less till I take my last breath? Is it the breadth and the depth of the words that I've said? Is it the intent and the essence of sentences read? Or is it the lines I put lessons and messages in? Nah, they want the tears and the blood that I've shed. They want the best of the best, but the best are all dead because you can't be the best till you're resting with them. So it might just be best if this ended in death. And I guess I'll digress, but I said what I said because no matter how much I confess the mess in my head, no one intends on investing a cent until then. And my biggest fear is it comes to an end before the day comes when I learn to transcend. I want to leave something behind for my family and friends. Want them to be proud to when they call me a friend. And I'm so fucking tired of doing my best just to be told that there's more they expect, just to be told I neglect and be filled with regret, always fall short when they come to collect. It's never enough and I'm never at rest. No wonder I write at 4:20 a.m., puffing my meds just to stay on the mend. Because I'm at my best when I should be in bed, getting some rest so I'm feeling my best when I wake to this mess and get bested again. And that is Soapbox, or what I have of it so far. What do y'all think?
I like it. It's different. The other stuff that I've heard you do, so it feels like you're growing into something else because that's different than anything that I've seen you do before.
I love the cadence. I love the flow. The fact that the flow was just so smooth, and I can't wait till you finish that.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I can see the growth. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's I mean, it's my goal with it was just to kind of open up and be as personal as possible. The term soapbox is kind of like, when you get someone talking about my kind of thing is like I'm always talking about darkness and anger and anxiety and death and all that and so I actually came up with this one line: watch as I get my soapbox again, talk about darkness and talk about death. And I came up with that like a while ago, and that just like saved in like a folder that I had. And then I had went back to it, but the original concept was I just wanted to kind of it be the most open and personal that I could be. And I think there's a few more things that I want to fit in there, but it is a very personal piece for me. It's like I was saying, it's a very exposing kind of piece. And
see, like when you go in that darkness, like the further you get in, it kind of express like what you seeing as you in that darkness, give your real emotion on it. Like, is it scary? Is it frightening? Like, am I about to beat his ass or what? Like, can I take him and be able to run and find my way out? Man, like the piece that I'm working on is basically about a suicide thought that I had that I actually attempted back when I was much younger, and I'm finally able to really sit down. And when I tell you heavy, because I express my emotions a lot, but I've never went this deep. I've never written so deep to the point where I've made my own self cry for my own writing. I always cry for somebody else's poetry.
Yeah, and you actually inspired we on our Deep Cuts episode, you inspired one of the lines well right at the beginning there where I say not trying to misquote myself here, but right at the beginning there where I say I try to tell y'all every line that I spit, it might be the last I'm broken as shit. Man, I've been telling y'all this, but it don't seem to click. Don't know what parts you don't get. That we had a conversation on our Deep Cuts about like sometimes you write a line or you write a piece or whatever, and you'll get the snaps and you'll get the, but you're not sure. Like, did they actually hear what the fuck I just said? Did they capture the essence of it? Yep. You know what I mean?
So it's like I had a piece where it was called Depression. And in that line, I say, these voices inside my head. And I was like, wait, no, y'all not hearing me. And then I get a little louder. It's like I make my tone go up. The tonality goes up. And I was like, and these voices inside my head. And it's like, oh my God, okay, wait, I heard her. Okay, now I hear
you that time. There's a
like,
difference.
I hear you that time. Oh damn, let's pay attention, y'all. She got something. She really got
and this is something my mama used to tell me. There's a difference between, she used to say, Dylan, are you listening to me or are you hearing me? Like, are you really, you know, because is it just going in one ear out the other, or are you really taking it in? You know?
Right.
See that I have that conversation with people when I talk about jazz. I say, are you hearing Miles Davis or are you listening to Miles Davis? There's a big difference, at least in my world anyway, for sure.
Yeah, no. And so that piece, I listen to, probably, you guys have probably heard of MGK. He's gotten pretty famous, but, he's gone through a lot recently and been making some very personal, deep songs. Some of the best work he's ever made. And you know, unfortunately, it stems from, you know, he lost a child, and him and Megan Fox obviously split. And it, you know, just a lot of stuff, but it ended up sparking some of the best stuff he's ever written. And that piece was actually inspired off of this song called Don't Let Me Go, that he just put out recently. And it's been like a staple of my, he goes deep on that song. He, you know, one of the lines is, and it's the first time he never mentioned it in an interview, never addressed losing the baby once. This is the first time since he lost it like over 2 years ago. And he just says, how can I deal with the fact that my hand wasn't on her stomach when we lost the baby? I don't got no one to turn to because everyone's dead in my life that was trying to raise me. And it's just like, he just goes so fucking deep, and like, not only into the way he's feeling, but why he's feeling that way, and the things in his past and things that have caused it, you know. I heard another line on a song by an artist called Noah Cahan, and he said, I'm still learning to forgive my parents for the things their parents did to them. And and
generational trauma.
It's the artists that I have been listening to lately are just very almost naked and exposed with their soul and their art and the way that they feel. And I've been trying to so I guess the evolution you're talking about is me trying to evolve into a place where I'm just being as open and exposed as I possibly can in my writing. And I think that's probably the change you're seeing, or at least the change I'm hoping for. So I appreciate you noticing that.
Definitely, man.
But thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you so much.
No problem.
Cage, thank you for showing up. You know, you didn't stay to the end. Thank you, Lady Crucible. Thank you, James. It has been great. Make sure y'all go check them out on their social medias. And make sure y'all go follow us and subscribe to us on all places you can find platform, or all places you can find podcasts, and Facebook. We're getting Instagram and Twitter up very soon. So stay tuned for that. Also, go check out our episode of Deep Cuts with Lady Crucible and our episode of Lostboys Presents Lost in the Woods with Brandon Coombs and Dylan Lawler. It's right there, Brandon. There you go. That's okay. Brandon Coombs, Dylan Lawler. Thank y'all so much, and we will see you next week. Thank you all for coming. Peace out.
Peace out.